Go right ahead.
All right, what's up, everybody? Brian Rhodes here, March 14th. We're going to talk some notes. We're going to talk about the number one blockchain company in the world and why you need to know about nodes. And we're going to hear from a very special person. And I'm going to let my buddy Demetrius, that shared this with me when I was completely kind of shut off and closed-minded. But when he told me about it, I was like, all right, I got to learn this node. Because actually, my buddy David said something to me about nodes months back, and I was too stubborn to really listen and didn't have the time. But and then you know how sometimes it takes multiple pokes. So Demetrius, if you can take it away, I'd love to learn more about why you chose this and who our special guest is.
Awesome. Well, I'm gonna get right into it just for the sake of time. Thanks for having me on. I'm excited today to have, Billy Womack kind of present some things, answer some questions, maybe show us, his back office level of success that he's had with this concept. He's been with this company now for 7 years. He's amassed millions and millions of dollars. He's helped countless individuals from around the world achieve massive levels of success. I kind of met Billy through an ex-NFL player that said, "Hey, man, you should get with this guy by the name of Billy, who is a pioneer in this space with blockchain software and nodes." And I said, "Wow, that sounds really incredible. I'd love to meet him." And once we got to exchanging and talking about the impact of the blockchain and node software, I became really, really interested. And that's when I reached out to you. He's made, again, millions of dollars. He's a mentor to many. And we're expanding this around the world. And I want Billy to come on and talk a little bit more about the vision, his level of success, and why it is that we should attach ourselves to this model. So, Billy Womack, go right ahead. Take over.
Well, thank you for that introduction. I appreciate that. And yeah, that was Super Bowl. Super Bowl here in Vegas. I live in Vegas, and I deal with I've known that NFL football player for about 25 years. I owned a sports marketing company where I managed over 45 pro athletes. I worked with quite a few of them. Took me all the way to the Jay Leno show and worked with Shaq and Kobe and a lot of stuff. That was in the late 90s. So I've been an entrepreneur for many, many years, and I'll kind of speed through that. About 8 years ago, um, I posted on social media, who do you know in blockchain and crypto? Every single person, do not do it. It's a scam. Don't do it. Blah, blah, blah. And there was one guy said, I got a guy for you. And we always have that one person says, I've got a guy. And so I jumped on the phone with this guy. A week later, I was sitting in a restaurant. He said, I got a guy you need to meet. The guy's worth 100 million, and he's one of the biggest guys in the world. And so I jumped on the phone with that individual. 3 days later, 5 days later, I was in Reykjavik, Iceland, learning how to make Bitcoin with a machine just like this, which is a S5 miner. We were mining Bitcoin, and we were the fifth largest mining operation in the world. And the next 13 months, I was on his private jet flying around the world, 13 countries, 13 months, learning how to make Bitcoin. Bitcoin was at $200 at the time. And I remember saying, man, if Bitcoin ever hits $10,000, we're going to be rich. Well, I think we've done it. So we did really, really well with that. That company ran from we ran Bitcoin from 200 to 20,000, made a lot of money, spent a lot of money, but we had a lot of fun educating people around the world about what we were doing. And it's been a fun journey. At that point, Bitcoin went from 20,000 down to 3,000. The electric cost on that mining operation was about $1 million a month. He introduced me to his mentor up in Salt Lake City, Utah. And I started flying from Tampa. I'm from Tampa, flew from Tampa to Utah for about 8 months, learning this new process of software nodes instead of hardware nodes. And after about 8 months of flying back and forth, he asked me if I could meet him in Las Vegas, which is now where I live, right here on the Vegas Strip. He said, excuse me, he said, can you meet us in Vegas in 3 days? I want to show you the newest project, which I had already been talking to him, but I want you to meet the partners the first blockchain software nodes that we created internally that we think is going to revolutionize the way that people do blockchain. I said, yeah, let's do this. So I flew to Vegas. I met a guy, one of the co-founders of MySpace. He was also one of the partners in a company called Zynga. For those that don't know Zynga, Zynga did, I think, 9 billion in the first 4 years Facebook was open. They were the gaming partners for Facebook that took Facebook to the multi-billion-dollar company they were. They brought on probably about, Zuckerberg probably only had a couple million people when they brought Zynga in. They placed Farmville and a couple of these other games inside of Facebook. So they brought about 100, I want to say 75 million, 100 million users into Facebook. Facebook skyrocketed. Their gaming platform did about 8 billion in the next 4 years. He left there. He came to us, said, we want it, because we're a blockchain development company. That's what we are. We sell software. That's all we do. We're a software company, just so people understand. So we're a software. When people ask exactly what Connect is, we're a blockchain incubator. We build massive brands, and then we support them through the blockchain. And I teach people how to buy the software. That software has a responsibility to do in the cloud. And when it does its job, we get rewarded by digital rewards. That's the easiest, most simplest way to kind of explain it. It's not a get rich quick. It's not a get rich slow. It's a process. We build real brands, and it takes time to build real brands. And when we support those blockchains early on, we get rewarded. That's why it's called digital rewards. We don't call it a token. We don't call it crypto. The reason we don't do that is for SEC purposes. And so, and a lot of different reasons, because sorry about that. The brand never issues a token. It's very important to you guys to understand that 99.9% of the companies out there, they issue their own tokens. They issue their own currency. That is a major red flag with the SEC. We do not do that. Matter of fact, our brand has nothing to do with the currency or the token or the nodes. We're the company, we're a US-based company based out of Salt Lake City, so we follow all the guidelines of the United States. But our distribution is ran out of Switzerland. We have letters from our attorneys, and I'll kind of sidestep into our attorneys. We have the biggest legal team on the blockchain in the world. Some of you guys might know or have heard of some of these names. Anthony Cuccinelli, who was the Attorney General for the United States. He's on our board of director. We've got an FBI director that sits on our board. We've even got some SEC guys that were with the federal government that now are part of our in-house counsel. So we do everything by the books. That is first and foremost. We don't do any distribution. You'll never hear us telling you go pump a coin or pump a token. We don't do any of that, because we don't disperse any of that. That comes from a third party, which is the regulatory way of doing that. And if you guys decide to come on board, before you do anything, you'll have to go through our compliance. And we stress that anytime. Anytime someone tells you you can come in and make XYZ, that is not what we're about. That's not what we educate people. We want to educate you the right way, which is believing that we build real brands which have real value, and they also have real utility. When you talk about the length of time that a company's been in business on the blockchain, that means they've had usually success in utility, or at least that's what they should be doing. And if they really have utility, then you know that you can use that token for multiple purposes instead of just one way that it's being used. So I'll kind of speed through that. I really wanted to kind of get that all in, so you know that we're not a fly-by company. I joined this platform full-time in 2018. So I've been here, yeah, oh goodness gracious, 8 years. Oh wow. I've been telling everybody 7 years. Okay, so it's been 8 years. Happy anniversary to me. It's been a minute. But when I came aboard, the gentleman that created this whole ecosystem, he was a very wealthy man already. He doesn't do this for money. He does this because he wants to change the world. And when I say change the world, our slogan is blockchain with a purpose. We're out here solving real world problems. And that when you solve real world problems, the money always comes, but we don't ever follow with money. We're not one of these get rich quick, as I mentioned multiple times, and I'll keep saying that. We've been here for a long time, and we plan on being here a lot longer. Is if everybody plays the part and you really talk about the projects and you don't talk about getting rich, or we don't pay people per day. We don't ask what an ROI is. All of those type of things, those are companies that are unfortunately scams. Real blockchain projects, you'll never hear anybody talking those kind of verbiage or those kind of questions. So we won't ever talk about that. So the first company we launched, if you guys have been in blockchain for a while, when I say launch, we have 50-50 ownership in it, is a company called Gala Games. We took that from 0 to 5 billion in our first 24 months. And what I did to support that blockchain, I bought 11 software nodes from that particular platform. At the time, I was living in Tampa. I bought those nodes to support that gaming platform. I think now we're the largest gaming platform, or the second largest, first or second largest gaming platform in the world, with over 25 million users using that platform. We've created more NFTs than any platform in the world using our platform over there, which is a gaming platform. Some of you guys may have heard of a guy named Snoop. We've brought on Snoop. I have a death row chain from Snoop personally, which is pretty cool. If you're in the music, we've built out Gala Music. Oh, the company's called Gala. I don't know if I mentioned that. We've got a movie sector to that. I do not own the company. I don't represent the company. I'm a user, and as a true decentralized platform, we, the node owners, run the companies. There may be a CEO that's in hand, but the way a true decentralized platform works is we all have our interests in that. When you buy a node, every node that you have a voting right in the overall say when a vote goes to the charter. So I'll tell you guys, it was a fun ride. I can talk about what I've made in the past. I can never talk about future earnings. So I'll just kind of show you guys a little bit about Gala Games real quick, and what the success we've had just by owning some of these software nodes. So this is my personal back office, as you can see here. What happens is when you buy these software nodes, they have that responsibility. This is on the blockchain. You can see my inventory. I'm still getting about 7,369 Gala for free every day right here in my distribution. And I bought those nodes June of 2019. And these are my music nodes. And this is my movie nodes. Excuse me. So you can kind of see right here, this was 1 day ago. Every day, as long as my nodes are online, you can't say the word residual. This is not something that pays you residually. We don't use words like that because your node has to be running. Let's just say you live in Tampa, Florida, where I'm from, and you have one node run on your computer, the electric goes out in your house. That means you're not connected to the network. Therefore, it's not residual, right? Because you're offline. You're off the network. So we don't use words like come get rich with us. We get paid every day residually for the rest of your life. We don't do that. These are real blockchains. So we make sure our verbiage is said the right way. And if you want to build something that's going to last, you have to learn the right verbiage. So right here, as you can see, though, these are, and I can keep going day in, day out, but I'll show you really quick because a lot of people like, is this really real? Did this guy really make $10.4 million only putting in 15K? So I like to show people, let me kind of refresh the screen here. Or I like to kind of show people that the past history. And so we took zero. I remember when we were launching and the guy said, hey, have you looked in your back office? Because I didn't do anything with Gala for, I helped launch, I helped sell a lot of the nodes. And then I got busy. COVID hit 3 months after we started selling the nodes. So during that whole COVID time, I flew to Mexico and I was doing some other businesses out in Mexico for PPE and stuff. And then I came back and I had about 18 to 20 million Gala sitting in my wallet. And the guy kept calling me. He's like, man, have you seen your back office? Have you seen what's going on? I was like, man, I've been busy doing what I'm doing. I haven't had a chance. I know I pay my monthly fee, so I know my nodes are online. I know that's happening. He said, log into your back office. Look what you have. So I logged in and I saw that I had a lot of distribution in there. I said, well, is it worth anything? He said, yes, absolutely. So I saw it go from 3 cents to 20 cents to 40 cents to 60 cents to 80 cents. So about 67 cents, I looked in my wallet and I had over $10.2 million of Gala, real dollars worth. And so I was like, holy cow. So as a guy, as an entrepreneur in my life, I've never had that kind of money. I don't come from money. I was extremely excited, happy. So on my vision board here in home, I'd always wanted a Bentley. So I had enough to buy 36 of them cash. So I was scared to death. I was like, I don't really want to spend that kind of money if this is not going to last. My mom's like, if you're not going to go get it now, when will you ever get it? So I went out and got my brand new Bentley, which was pretty cool, $300,000 car, just to show people this is real. This is something that happens. Here's some stuff with Snoop, as you can see, the Snoop stash. So, but right here, I'll just kind of show you. This was 2 years ago. As you can see, my withdrawals. Let's see. Yeah. 2 million. Gallup pulled out another million here. That was 2 years ago when it was at 64 cents. Oops. I have to tell this guy it's going. Here's another 2 million, another million. And at that point, I just started pulling stuff out all the time. I was like, all right, let me pull out more just in case this is real. Isn't real, but it was. And that was our first blockchain. So I don't want to get too far in the weeds on that. But I want to say that's the first blockchain we did. Then I realized this is the real deal and we're going to really build this out. Since then, we've created Connect, which is our mothership that really is our incubator. So we can pop out a lot of different blockchain projects. And so we now have blockchains in gold and precious metals. This one's really cool. Actually, I'll start with Switch real quick. So Switch. So what we do is we find that there's problems out in the real world, and then we create the solution to them, and then we go find the best person we know in the world to run those blockchains. So we don't need money. We don't sell tokens. That's an ICO, initial coin offering. We've never sold a token. We never will. I think I mentioned that. So what we do is we build real brands. And this is what Switch is. It'll be one of Coinbase's biggest competitors. It'll be Binance's biggest competitors, and it will be your own banking solution. Now, Coinbase and Binance, those are just exchanges. But can you imagine having your own debit card where you have your own ACH where you can wire money in and you can wire money out, which neither one of those do. Those are strictly exchanges. In order to make this a true banking solution for you, we went out and got a true CEO of a bank, a merchant processing / system, which is Kathy Roberts, who was the president and CEO of a little company called Discover Card. And I think Dimitri and Brian both got to speak to her, and some of their team got to speak to Kathy yesterday or the day before. I got Kathy on the phone. Kathy and I have been working on this project with a lot of other, I mean, it's not my project. It's a decentralized platform. So we all share in this work, but we've all put a lot of work into, there's a lot of people behind the doors. And we went and got a guy named Brad Wilden. Brad is Kathy's partner in this. Brad is very successful. Brad was one of the top executives at Zions Bank, the 7th largest bank in the United States, left there. Kathy came out of retirement from Discover Card, and we built this with a slew of people on the back side that all put this together. There's not 1 or 2 or 3 people. There are literally hundreds of people that have been able to work together to get this done. And we're excited that this thing is getting ready to launch. So many names and people behind this, but you'll be able to store it, send it, switch it, send it with this debit card. In fact, you can go right here and join the global wait list right now. I just heard yesterday, so this is fresh off the news, that the beta cards are coming in right now. We had some beta cards out before. There was a lot of hiccups with them, so we sent those back. And now we have a new banking source right here for our debit solutions. So we get those in very quickly. So that's really, really exciting. But if you've had a lot of success with one blockchain, you know that the system works. and you only bought a few nodes, which I bought 11 with Gala. Oh, by the way, those software nodes right now, if you were trying to buy the Gala software nodes right now, they would cost you $100,000 each. I bought mine for $1,000. Now they're worth $100,000 each. They made me over $10 million. But if you take now my daily distribution, they're still making me about $16,000 a month that I'm making every month. If you take this by the price of Gala right now, it fluctuates between 6 and 8 cents right now is where the price of Gala is right now. So it's making me between 16 and 18,000 dollars. It's around $280 to $350 a day that these rewards are making me. So I can't speak of future projects like Switch and all these others. We're getting ready right now to launch these into the marketplace. So the really exciting part, let me do a stop share for 2 seconds just so I can log in to my account since this is being recorded. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll log into this account and kind of show you what that looks like when you've bought more nodes and you've had these online for a while, what that truly looks like.
And I'll tell you, navigating the back office is cool. It looks very professional, lots of training. I did my compliance back there. I like it, Billy.
Thank you. Appreciate that. We've got the largest dev team out there. And I remember when we started doing distribution for Gala, it was funny because we used to get our distribution in spreadsheets. So our tech has came a long ways in the last 4 years, and we're just beginning. There's not another dev team out there that I know of that have got $1 billion in their software and development because we build so many different brands across the board. So it's really exciting to see where we started and where we're at, and we're just scratching the surface. All right, so let me log in. I just logged in. So let me you guys show you. This is the back office right when you log in. If you go to my nodes on this particular blockchain, I've got 135 nodes on this account that are cranking out. They have a responsibility every day to do. They're doing what they do up in the cloud. It's no different than when we had this miner. I didn't do anything with this miner. We plugged it in. It had the responsibility, confirmed transactions on the blockchain, did everything. All I knew was every day I was getting my Bitcoin because my machines were doing all the work. This is software. You don't need electric. You don't need hardware. It's software. You buy that software node license. You have a remote server that you can do, or you can, if you have one node, you can run that one node on your computer absolutely free. Most people don't want to just buy one node. They want to buy bulk. You can only run one node on your computer, period. It doesn't matter if it's different blockchains. So the easiest solution for anybody that wants to buy multiple nodes is just get a remote server. We have an option, which is Block Fabric. You can use your own. It doesn't matter. Those are usually going to cost you $4.95 to run each node per month. So that's your total overhead to run your whole business if you choose to do this. Now, if you look at my daily distribution right now, after a couple years of doing this, you guys can kind of do the math. This is one of my main accounts. It's got over 200 million rewards. That, remember, I made the $10 million with Gala. I only had 18 million rewards, and it did really well for me. I can't speak of future earnings, but you can only imagine if this could hit a certain percentage or dollar or excuse me, cents or whatever it is, what that could do for a family. And this is every day. I'm still getting this every single day. 3 years later, we're in our 3rd year of distribution. But now our tech is caught up and everything else. We have your wallet external right here. We have right here. This is where you can off ramp as well. Once you make Switch or Element or any of these other projects, how do you sell it? How do I get this in our bank account? Most importantly, that's the biggest question most people ask me. Well, Switch is your offloading ramp. And a lot of people think, well, I've heard of FTX. I've heard of all these other companies that a lot of people have their money stolen from them. Let me educate you guys. You guys probably know this. If you don't own a 12-word seed phrase, you don't own your crypto. So everything that we do, we have a non-custodial wallet. That's what this is, which means when you get your distribution every day, it goes into a non-custodial wallet where you own the 12-word seed phrase. Nobody has access to that except for you. So this one's accumulated quite a few rewards. Here's another 67 million of them right here. If I wanted to sell this, I would just go sell, move it into US dollars, move that US dollars into my Wells Fargo, and it's there the next day. So it's very easy process. I sell, move it at US dollars straight in my bank account. You can do that with our other projects as well. Here's some of them right here. Galvin is our medical and health blockchain, green, our solar, so on and so forth. There's different ones, and we're adding new and different ones all the time over here. So this is really cool. I'll talk briefly about some of our other projects, really cool that are important to me, that might be important to you. Remember, if you focus on the purpose, we're a purpose-driven company. We don't talk a lot about money you can make. Actually, we never talk about money you can make because it's all speculatory. So we focus on the mission. And if you can get behind the mission of why you think this is going to be exciting and a good project, that is really the focal point. So what we did was, Will's the CEO of this company. Him and the CEO of this agricultural farm, we just partnered up and bought the 4th largest agricultural farm in the United States. And now we're completely decentralizing global agricultural and farming, which is really cool. You guys can go to growunited.com, read up about this one. I don't want to go too far into it. The Grow blockchain. We not only do farmers, now we're doing cannabis seed to sell. We're doing a lot of traceability for cannabis growers. We're doing it for potato farmers. We're doing it for vegetables. We're doing it for meat. Matter of fact, right here, imagine buying your food directly from Royal Ranch, which is the farm that we've partnered up with right here in Central Washington. And imagine you can order, you buy a software node, it creates a digital reward. You can now buy your meat from the farm direct. When it shows up to your house, you scan the barcode and it tells you what day the animal was born, everything it's ever ate, the day it died, all the way tracking straight from farm to table. We've already produced that. It's never been done before. We've spent the last 3 years developing this, and now we're going to market, which is really, really, really exciting for us. So this is full traceability. Sorry, guys, my phone keeps going off here. Full traceability, trust through the transparency of everything. You can kind of see local farm to table. Oh, what just happened there? All right. Did I hit something? Okay. Not sure what happened. All right. So this is a really cool project. I'll tell you another one that I'm really super excited about in the gold and precious metals. This one, I have quite a few nodes on this one as well. Scott Lumu, a very good friend of mine. I'm good friends with all these CEOs because I've been here longer than all of the CEOs because I've been here from day one. But these guys are all like family. We all know each other extremely well. Scott was on a TV show called Jungle Gold. If you Google Jungle Gold, you'll see Scott. He had a TV show mining gold in Ghana and Africa for 3 years on the TV. He saw so many problems in the gold and precious metals arena. He's getting shot at by these poachers, and he said, you know, there needs to be more regulatory things in mining gold. And he said, I'm not going to do this. And Scott's story is amazing. There's several people that's interviewed him. There's a lot of stuff online about Scott and Element. This is a really cool thing. And so Scott said, my family's very important to me. I don't want to get killed on mining gold. There's got to be ways to make this a secure and safer environment for us out there. He came back to Utah, where our corporate office is at, and told us that the problems that he had, we came up with solutions to fix these problems. So remember, the key to any good blockchain that has massive utility, and that's where the adoption is going to come from, and the value we perceive value is really the utility. What good is this mining operation? Why is this blockchain so important? So what Scott did was, with his team, they went out and they talked to all these gold mines. You guys have all heard or watched the movie, what's it called, with Leonardo DiCaprio? No, is it Leonardo DiCaprio? Yeah. Blood Diamond, where he goes to Africa and he mines and he does this TV show where they're mining or trying to find all these diamonds, and it's called Blood Diamond. That's what it is, Blood Diamond. And they ended up creating a law called the Kimberley Law because of that, so that safe practices for people trying to get diamonds. Well, we just created our own for gold and precious metals right here. So Scott and his team went out to all these gold mines and said, guys, we've got to start implementing this if we want to help you guys. And I've got a solution. If we all partner together and co-op on this as a mining industry, we can make things a lot better for everybody. In exchange for you guys doing this, we're going to offer some of our software nodes so you guys can participate in everything that we're doing on the blockchain. And he had Todd Hoffman. If you guys have ever heard, know what Todd Hoffman's done. Todd is Todd Hoffman. You guys may have heard of Todd Hoffman Family Gold. He's on a board of directors on this particular blockchain. He owns the TV show, like 7 different TV shows. One of them is called Gold Rush. So Todd is part of this particular company, which is really cool. So Todd set us up with all the gold mines he works with. And so we went out, and then we ended up getting so busy signing up all of these gold mines. Next thing we knew, we have 43 101s on all these gold mines. They're all registered. We have now over 900 billion with the B billion gold mines under contract. So I thought this was going to be an amazing blockchain. So I bought a lot of nodes on this platform, over close to almost 200 nodes supporting this particular blockchain. Is really exciting. And so once again, and here's an additional thing that we did on this particular blockchain. We went out and put our devices on all these blockchains. We started capturing all the carbon credits right here. And then we went out and got long-term contracts with people that wanted to partner with us and buy these carbon credits. But in order for them to buy the carbon credits, they have to buy our token. So that creates something called utility, right? There's use cases for that. So we went out and set this up. It's really, really cool. And that helps the whole community when we're able to do that. Here's another use case. We're setting up our own e-jewelry vault. I've got jewelry. I can't say the name of the jewelry, or I choose not to at this point, because it's being recorded. I'm not sure if they want us to say it at this point. It's the largest jeweler in the United States. I'll leave it at that. You guys can figure that part out. We've been building out an e-vault. Imagine having a gold watch, a diamond ring, a necklace you buy from this particular jeweler. Now, moving forward, they take a picture of that piece of jewelry every single time you buy a piece of jewelry from their store and their subsidiaries, and they NFT it, give you the NFT when you leave the store. Somebody breaks in your house, steals it, or whatever the case, you leave it in your car, it's stowed, but you have that digital NFT, non-fungible token of that product. And now we're able to go into our system, push a button, it goes out to pawn stores, police departments, letting people know this is my piece of jewelry. That's a use case. That's utility. Guys, this is strong. This is very forward thinking using the blockchain. These are the kind of problems that we're solving with our blockchains. This one's really cool. I'll go into a couple more real quick for the sake of time. We're gamifying this whole process that we're doing. So a lot of people like to play games. With Gala, it was evident that company became a huge success. Imagine buying these picks and shovels and mining in this game, gamification, mining gold in this game, and you hit a certain level in that game, you actually get to go out to a real gold mine for the day and mine real gold from a gold mine. Super cool stuff, right? So these are things that we're doing in that. And then when you mine, here, I'm going to stop sharing real quick and kind of show you this. This is a really cool thing as well. I just want to log into my account for you guys. Safety always for you guys. Don't ever do a Zoom and show people even that information for the sake of security for you guys. Always have your 2FA on every account that you have for security there. 1 second. 8, 9, every account I have a 2FA. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna go back and share again. Always take care of your stuff. This is really cool. This is another use case. Right here, this account has over 121 nodes cranking. This is really kind of awesome. I'm still collecting about 334,000 rewards per day on this blockchain. If you go into the wallet, I think I have like 155 million. I can't obviously speculate when these are actually, we have a community that gets these on the exchanges. The company never gets them on exchanges. Remember, our brand and the community are completely separate. They run separate entities. Matter of fact, our legal team went to Switzerland and got a letter from the Switzerland government that we are not a security. They brought that back, filed it with the SEC, and now we're compliant on both countries. But when we're talking about nodes and distribution of our digital rewards, they come from Switzerland. Our brand focuses on one thing, building the brand. So that's completely different than every other blockchain, I guarantee you, that you will ever find out there. Why do you think XRP and all these other companies got in trouble? They were selling their tokens. We don't ever sell a token. We don't even, our brand has nothing to do with the token, but they run parallel. That keeps you out of that danger zone. But what's really cool, this is really cool for you guys in the gold industry. When this hits exchanges and it has monetary value, XYZ amount of value, I can take this and I can buy real gold from some of these gold mines that we've partnered with. So now it has another use case. So there's so many really cool things that we're doing to add value, and utility. So I've shown you that. I've shown you, those are the 3 examples that I kind of want to show. I don't want to go into all 12, and we've got another 15 more blockchains that we have in production. So, which is really cool. Imagine we have a legal blockchain coming out. We have an accounting blockchain coming out. We're so sure of what we do. Our legal team, which are the biggest blockchain legal team, it's called Blockade. When you guys come in and you go through compliance, you'll see it right there. We have a legal blockchain that's going to help people with structuring trust and all these different things to really kind of help you guys, because we know most people, when they enter this space and they make a lot of money like I've been able to do and my friends and family have been able to do, what do you do next? How do you do it the right way? We have an accounting side of this thing. So we want to teach and educate. It's always about teaching and educating every step of the way as we go through this process. We know a lot of people's done it really well with us. So we want to make sure that we help them on those steps as we go, which is really, really thoughtful. It's forward thinking. What other company does things like that for you? I don't know any personally, that they want to make sure that you do the things the right way. It's one thing if you go out and make a lot of money with a company, they're like, good job, see ya. But we know to really, for everybody to be safeguarded, we're going to supply tools, whether you use them or not, that's on you, but we are at least going to supply them as we go for everybody involved. Hold on one second, guys. I apologize. Let me see if my next Zoom. Oops. Let me just text him. Ran a little late. Hey, buddy. This work emergency. Hey, I'm on a Zoom still. Give me a few minutes, or when you get done with your next meeting, we can catch back up. I apologize. Sorry, guys. Been kind of crazy. So I think I've touched on most things. What do you want to do now, Brian? You want to ask questions, or
yeah, maybe open up some questions, because if there's a lot of people here that might want to just passively get some nodes, and then there's people that might want to share this with a lot of people. If you have some
advice. So let's talk about that real quick. For the last 7 years, I've been part of this company, and I've just sold nodes. I never recruited anybody. I've made my millions of dollars without ever building a business. Without my nodes do my work on that aspect of it. So I've never done that. About 6 months ago, we've been building Connect Out which is our referral side, which is our affiliate marketing side of the business, for years. And now about 6 months ago, they said, all right, we're ready to launch that side of the business. I'm like, I don't want to go out and build a business on that side. I just don't. I really like my freedom. I don't want to be on Zooms all day. Yet here I am, and I've been on Zooms all day since 6 o'clock this morning. But I get pleasure. Let me back up and say this. What my biggest accomplishment since I've been doing this in 8 years that I've been with the same company is not the money I personally made. My biggest accomplishment that I've made personally, every single person in my family owns software nodes now. My mother, 20 plus years older, my mother, my brothers, my nieces, my nephews, everyone in my circle. If you're in my circle, I'm like Oprah. You get a node, you get a node, you get a node. Every single person now in my, I just had a Zoom this morning with my buddy Jeff. I'll say his name in case this floats around and he sees it. My buddy Jeff, I haven't talked to in 15 years. They see my success. They follow me on Instagram. They see me flying around on private jets. They see me doing all this stuff. And they're like, what in the world are you doing? When you lived in Tampa, yeah, you're making 10 or 15 grand a month, but now I make triple that a day and quadruple. And they're like, what in the world are you doing? I said, I just teach and educate people what I've had success in. And it's a really exciting time. And, I can't make future promises, but this is what we're doing. Guys, please don't ever go out and tell people they're going to get rich doing this. Please don't ruin a good thing by you guys making speculatory things. I show people my back office for a reason, because I have a history, and it's legal for me to show what I've made in the past. It's not legal for me to go out and tell people they're going to get rich or they're going to make XYZ. That's 100% absolutely not okay, and it's against the law. So do not do that. I can show you mine, and you can make your own assumptions. Like right now, we've got one of our projects that just hit 6 cents. You guys don't even know this. This is like really hush hush. So I'll show you something real quick. I'll show you one more thing. This particular one just hit 6 cents. Let me show you what that really means. Brian, you got a calculator?
Yes, I do.
All right. I'm going to show you guys my back office. Brian doesn't even know this. This is going to blow him away. Let me just show you so you guys see it. It's not me talking to talk. Brian, can you see that? What coin is that?
Not yet. It's still circling a little bit.
It's the win. Can you see or no?
Yep, I see the back office now.
No. Look at my phone.
Oh, your phone. Oh, yeah. 0.006.
All right, now watch this. If you guys can do the math. I'm not talking income, but look here, Brian. You already know this. At 875,000 times 6 cents. How much?
Is that 52 million?
No, 875,000 rewards. There's a point in there. 875,413 times 6 cents.
Is that 0.006?
No, 06. 6 cents. Yeah, 006. I'm sorry. Actually, let me see here. 413 times point. That's $5,600 a day right there on that one.
Okay, now I see what you're saying. I added an extra.
Yeah. So anyway, these when you go out and build a business, this is the business side of things where I just kind of rolled up my sleeves. And when you build this is a blockchain affiliate side where it ranks you by your points, it ranks you by your win score and everything else. And right here, so it does this, and it pays you more win as a distribution if you build that business side of things. 98% of the people that buys nodes from me do not participate in this side of the business. They just want to buy their nodes and they want to get them online, support the blockchain, and that's it. I've got 1%, just to give you kind of an ideal, 1% of my, let's call it 3,300 people that are building the business that I've helped over the last couple of years. So I got roughly 3,300 people that I've helped. And then right here, it has a nice little snapshot of some of the nodes that I have, 390 nodes in this particular account. So I've got 135 switch, 100 grow, 121 element, and those have minted me about 324 million rewards. These particular blockchains, which is Win, Switch, Galvin, and Element and Grow, all 5 of those are right now, I heard are now our community are getting these on the exchanges. So not the company, not the brand, the community has now chartered voted, and now we're getting these onto the exchanges. So this number will, in the next 90 days, let's do a Zoom and see what this is. If you guys want to take a picture of this,
Yeah, that's going to
in
skyrocket.
90 days, what this goes to, you won't be able to sleep. But I can't make future promises. I'm just going to tell you in 90 days, we'll come back and do a little snapshot of that. Matter of fact, I should probably take a picture of it because it's going to be, I'm going to do it right
It
now.
changed pretty quick.
It's
Billy, for
it's
a lot of people on here too, like, can you touch a little bit on the compensation plan and kind of like how they can get paid? Now, we see the nodes grow the rewards, and when it launches, the value goes up. Like, that's incredible just on your own nodes. Obviously,
Right.
it's pretty incredible.
Yep. So what happens if you guys want to understand the comp plan, go in the back office, hit marketing tools, and click right here and read through it. It's a very, very simple, like 1 or 2 page system. I'm not that type of person where I go build teams. I've got CEOs of MLM companies now resigning, coming over here because the nodes do what they do on their own. So in network marketing or affiliate marketing or anything like that, the restriction, what's it called? Attrition rate, whatever it's called, is like 3 or 5%. When you sign somebody up on our blockchain right here and they buy nodes from our blockchain, that account, not that individual, is linked to you for life. So all of these people that buy these nodes, I don't want to get into their personal here. Let me jump off there. I don't want to get their personal information out there. But all of those people, now those accounts are attached to you for life. So if they decide to buy more nodes after the first one does what it does, and if it has success, great, boom, you've made some money. If it does what it does, great. And then they're like, hey, can I buy 20 more, 30 more, 50 more? I want to kind of follow your coattails and get a couple hundred. That account, when they buy them in there, I get compensated because obviously I went through the time and effort to educate, set them up. It's all linked on the blockchain, and it can be extremely well. I'll just kind of show you this particular back office right here in the last couple of days. This is just yesterday alone. Just wait, let me go back to 2 days ago. Because that was this weekend? What day of the week is this? Okay, so
and it's not just level 1 either, right, Billy? You're getting compensated throughout many different levels once you hit different
yeah.
Right?
So just on the 12th, let's see, here's a 12th, which is a couple days ago, 50, 50, 200, 200, 500, 500, 2200, 1800, da 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 da, 200, 200, 200, 200, da 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 da. So it's really kind of 200, and this is still all one day, 1800, 2200. This is all, look here, all the same day. You go down, these are all, I think I made like 17,000 that day, somewhere around in there. So yeah, it's kind of cool, no complaints. And these are all one day. These are all the payouts. And when you get paid a couple days later. So I only started building that side of the business 48 days ago through Connect. I was always direct with all the brands, and then we stopped doing that 47 days ago, where we all had to come over and go directly through here. So in the last 47 days, it's paid me out 74,000 here and so over $100,000 in the last 45 days. Just on that, not to mention my win distribution, which is now worth, a lot. So yeah, that's kind of cool. I like people to see if you really kind of went to work, how much you can make in 45 days, which is, I did. I can't speak of what you could do or what you want to do or anything else, but yeah.
Hey, Billy.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So this is you're doing an amazing job outlining this, and I'm having aha moments as you speak, right? And I've seen it and been on several Zooms with you, 4 or 5 times, and some of these individuals have been exposed to platforms that had percentages attached to daily earnings, and you outlined and said, hey, those are scams and Ponzi's and obviously short-lived. So we have something that's real. And for some reason, most people can understand fake and scam and Ponzi a lot faster than something that is real.
Yep.
And so if you can just speak to maybe someone that is accumulating nodes, whether they buy one node or 1,000 nodes, the determination of what the coin may be valued at. I know you said you can't speak to the future, but how does that evaluation happen? Which obviously, from their collection of nodes, will equate to the incomes that you're showing that you have actually made. And I think once you start there, you said, hey, go here and look at this compensation plan, right? So you start at, just accumulating nodes. And then beyond that, most of the individuals on here would love to share. And they do have communities, and some are builders and some are not, right? So maybe talk about, I know you said they can go in there and read, because what I understand is it pays on 2 levels, and then there's some other ways in which you can participate in future, or whether profits from people building. But maybe talk to that first part that I just mentioned. What determines that? Because as you're buying nodes and they accumulate,
Yep.
what determines that value?
Okay.
If you understand
So
that question.
the price of the token, the digital reward, the company, the brand has zero to do with. Zero. If the brand goes out and creates enough value, right? Because they run parallel. If the brand goes out and builds a real company, it has a lot of utility, then the community, we dictate how we perceive that value, not the brand. The brand has zero to do with everything. But as community, we're going to support it. And as you start getting on these DeFi exchanges and regular exchanges, the community will all say, hey, I see value in what these guys are doing. I see value in the agricultural side of what they're doing. I want to participate. I want to buy. So the third party are the ones that go buy them on exchanges. We're the people way before that. So you've got two types. When most people get into crypto, the way that they think to make money, I remember when I got involved, it was 2 different Ponzi things. I was so upset. I was so, excuse my French, pissed that somebody got me involved in something that was a rug pull. I was almost fed up and almost didn't stay in this industry. And I was just like, there's got to be a legit side of the business other than put my money in, someone guarantee me a percentage, which I knew at that point was a complete scam. And every company, I don't care who promises you what, if they guarantee you a percentage per day, it's a scam. Why would you ever want to? And I've got 2 friends, I love them to death. They live on those type of businesses. They come at the top every time. They fill people in. They know that they're rug pulls and they do it. And I stopped talking to them. I was like, I don't want to even be around people like that. I absolutely stopped talking to them years ago. I was like, why would you ever want to do that to somebody? Why not find something that has a legitimate value and then really stand behind it? This is not something, I tell people all the time, get rich quick is not get rich quick. Who's ever stayed wealthy getting rich quick? You haven't. You look at people that won the lotto. Did they stay rich? Nobody out there gets wealthy and stays wealthy by get rich quick. We don't even get on that. We barely even talk about that on our side of the business. We focus on how do we really change the world? How do we drive value? And sometimes it takes longer than others to really add this out in the marketplace. I mean, it's taken us a couple of years on some of these other ones. Luckily, we had some other brands come through and some things happen faster than others. But at least now we're in that process where the charters have already voted. These 5 are going on to exchanges in the next 90 to 120 days. And now I'll speak to a little bit. How do we know what that's valued at? The marketplace dictates that, not us. The community says, man, this is a really exciting project. I've got a lot of friends that bought nodes, and as soon as these hit the market, they're going to go buy some tokens too. That's great. I make enough. I don't ever buy a token. I haven't bought a token in 8 years. I just don't. I make them, and I make a lot of them, but I don't ever buy them, and I won't sell them until they're at least on major exchanges. So a lot of people are like, well, how do I know when to jump out? How do I know when to time it? You don't. Nobody does. Instead of jumping at a 5 cent, a 10 cent, or a 20 cent, I'll give you $1 million piece of wisdom, not advice, wisdom. if you truly want to maximize one of our projects and get on here, truly buy a node so you're supporting it. But everyone needs to feed. Everybody needs to make, make some money, and wants to make some money. But the best way to really kind of gauge that, and this is not financial advice or anything else, so please don't take it for financial advice. I'm giving you wisdom on knowing how the system works. There's a big difference there. What I'm saying is most projects all start on DeFi's, and then they start going to tier one, what they call tier one exchanges. So you've got the Hobies, the Binance, the Coinbase. Those are all tier one exchanges, but they usually start on the DeFi's first. So you start seeing that run. And then they start getting on those major exchanges where you really start seeing some runs, because they've got, 15 to 40 million people in their database, and it goes out and they do a little, they do a nice write-up, it goes out, and then really people really take off. So if you really want to kind of exit these projects at some point, I'll use that terminology. If you want to exit some of these projects, wait until it's at least on 2 or 3 of the major exchanges before you do that. That's all I'm going to say about that. Don't jump at 2 or 3 cents or 5 cents. Wait until it's on the major exchanges, then you can liquidate and do whatever it is that you want to do. I hope that answers your questions.
Yeah, definitely.
That was awesome. That was great. That was great.
Yep. So, and as far as the comp plan, to maximize the comp plan, it's extremely simple. If you want to own at least 5 win nodes, and you want to help 5 people buy 5 win nodes. Right now, they have a special on this. Is if you click right here, boom, you'll see I have 5 different coupons right here. Boom. I can apply, and I can get my 5 win nodes for $500, guys. So instead of paying the 2,000, you can get 5. Any of them after that, you're going to pay the 2,000, because that's what they're worth. That's the value. They've always been 2,000. So, but if you click right here and buy your 5, you can get them all right here for $500. So you can get all 5 right now, and you can help 5 other people get theirs for 500. But once these 5 coupons are gone, they're gone, and then all
Are
your
they 500 a piece, or are they 500 for 5?
Yeah, well, they're 500 each, but
500
yes,
each.
correct.
Okay.
These are only 1-year contracts, guys. All of our other nodes are all lifetime. All of these are lifetime contracts. This is a 1 year, because this is the one that pays out on the affiliate marketing side if you're building a business. So this is an annual fee. But let me tell you something. Is everybody like, oh man, I don't want to do that? Well, let me show you why. I bought 20 of these. Let me show you my distribution. You can do the math. I don't like to. Well, I'll help you do the math, because we already seen it's at 6 cents. So I've got, I think for the sake of time, 14 million of them. Yeah, give it to 13 million. Do the math at 3 cents, 3 cents, or 4 cents, or 1 cent. You think that's been worth my time to pay $2,000 for those? Yes. So that's all I'm going to really say. I don't like to talk numbers and get into that kind of stuff, because that's you really kind of have to. That's skirting a different line. And I know the background that you guys are all coming from, that's all they talk about, which is highly, highly, highly illegal. And that's why they get shut down with the SEC. If you want a true blockchain, we're going to show you, but you have to do the math on your own and that stuff. But we can show you that particular blockchain is now getting ready to hit a lot more. And I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but at 0.006 is where that one is. So you guys can do the math. It's been well worth my time in 45 days to get that. This guy would not stop calling me. Hold on one second. I'm
Jeff, you can unmute real quick and be ready to ask question.
Yeah, Billy, so this was the this was the win node you said that was yesterday. It went up from yesterday to today.
Yes. Well, it didn't go up. What happened is the nodes were always 2,000. We just had a promo going for 500 for the last 30 days. And they moved them back to 2,000. But in order to kind of help all these new people, because the momentum, I think we're putting in close to 1,000 people a day now, somewhere around in there. Now you still get them at the 500.
Yeah, I got mine yesterday. You said what was it? The Elevate or Element went up 6 cents.
No, it didn't go up 6 cents. They go up in hundreds. So the Grow blockchain, Usually all the nodes with every 100 sold, they go up $100. Every 100 sold, they go up 100. But usually they go up every Sunday at midnight. So they stay the same price all week. And then depends on how many we collectively all sold. They may jump 100. They may stay the same that week. Maybe we didn't sell 100 in that particular category or that particular blockchain, or they may jump up 800. You know, we've had guys that come in with $5 million, $15 million. We've had guys that come in. I have a lot. My clients yesterday, I closed one guy for 100,000 yesterday, one guy for 250,000 this morning. My average client puts in 50,000 to 500,000. So,
Yeah.
and a lot of people come in. Yeah, I mean, I circle myself around people that have money. They see the value in this, and those are nice commission checks. Hence, why I made 100 grand in the last 45 days. But you know, everybody's got their circle of influence, and some people might not be able to afford but 500, which is fine. Everybody's got to start somewhere. But as you get growing and you can show people a track record like I've been able to do, you know, I've got the guys that run Palms Casino, one of the managers over there, my clients, the guys that own some of the restaurants here in Vegas are my clients. The guys that run another casino in Vegas are my clients. So a lot of, and I've got professional NFL football players. That's kind of how D and I met. I've got professional skaters, you name it. I've got a lot of commentators on ESPN that are my clients. So I've got a big variation, and they all start at different price points. So, but yes, these normally go up on a weekly basis.
But earlier in this Zoom, didn't you say that Elevate went up dramatically? Was it Elevate or Element?
No, I didn't say that at all. No, I said, I'm not sure what you meant by that, but here is, I mean, they've went up in the past at like $500 in 1 week because someone just come in and bought a lot of them, but they didn't.
Price, the values. You said something about something moved to 6 cents earlier, and it was
yeah, no, the node I'm talking nodes. You're talking about the token. Totally different.
The Win smart node.
Oh, the Win. Yes, we were talking about the Win token, not the nodes.
I dropped it in the chat. It's actually on Coin Market Cap. You can kind of track and watch the value of it go. You know, it's moving around.
Yep.
Billy, for someone new like myself, I was like, I want to spend anywhere from 5K to 10K. And you told me, you know, first off, to get started, grab 5 wins. So that way you're sharing it. I think you can share even if you only buy 1 win node, but
you have to buy a minimum 1 win node if you're going to participate in the affiliate side whatsoever. You cannot sell. They won't even unlock your commissions or anything until you buy at least 1. Okay. But you get bonus for owning 5. And every time someone buys 5, there's a bonus for both. So
that makes sense. It's like going with 5 of those then.
Yeah. So I tell people.
And then you told me to do the grow, basically.
Yep. The reason I tell people to go with grow right now, number 1, it's the most affordable of these other 5 that we're launching. And number 2, the distribution just started January the 5th this year. So we're only 60 days into distribution of grow. And it's one of my favorites. It's a great one.
Is there any way you can break?
Hold on. These other ones all have started distribution back in July or August this year. These are all good ones, but you want to be at the closest point of obviously entry point of a no going online, which was January 5th of these particular. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, is there a way you can kind of break down potentially what could happen if you bought 5 grow nodes? Nope.
I can't go into now. I can give you the numbers right now. Well, you have to understand the tokenomics. Every project that we do right here, there's 50 billion tokens, right? With Bitcoin, there's 21 million. They have a halving event every 4 years. The last Bitcoin's not produced till the year 2140. That's 120 years from now. We have 50 billion. We have a halving event once a year. So year 1, 25 billion rewards go out to the node owners that have their nodes online. That's why it's important to get involved on day 1. Year 2, 12.5, it's half of that. So it's 12.5 billion. Year 3, 6.255 billion, and so on and so forth. So it's always getting cut in half every year. So that's why the earlier adapters like us that go and support that particular blockchain early on get a lot more of the distribution, right? Because we reward those that come in and support the blockchain. That's the hope. Just like Bitcoin mining. If you were mining Bitcoin in 2010, you were getting 50,000 Bitcoin per day. So That is, but there's no value there, right? Because we haven't built it out yet. So now, 10 years later, everybody's fighting over the, what is it, 50 to 75 Bitcoin per day, all these miners, but we're in the same situation. It's the same thing. We're just early adapters on these particular blockchains.
Gotcha. Okay.
Does
And
that make sense to you guys?
yeah, it makes sense. Obviously, get in early, you get more rewards.
Yeah. And then, but you have to be patient about the brand building out.
Right.
So that's,
exactly.
you just kind of sit on it as, and I tell people, this is diversifying your portfolio. So you're diversifying your portfolio and you're an early adapter and a lot of these things. When you have people like Kathy, who ran Discover Bank, big names like this, when you have $900 billion in gold sitting there, what's going to happen? We just brought in a guy from Fox News. They just started talking about Element on Fox News 2 weeks ago, which is really cool, really exciting. What's happening when the big boys here? There's a blockchain company out there and they can support it by buying some of these rewards at XYZ price. What do you think is going to happen? It's going to be exciting. I'm not pumping anything. I'm just going to say, you have to understand we're so early. You guys are coming in so early, but honestly, Element's been around. We've been mining going into our second year. These two were both, and they're going into their third year, but this is only 60 days. So these other ones are all this summer.
I got another question. So if I'm somebody that just wants to come in and buy nodes and never share this, do I need to buy any win nodes?
Nope.
So I could just come in and buy some grow nodes and just sit back and diversify my portfolio.
That's it. That's a perfect example of the way you say it too.
Okay.
Yep.
Does anybody have any questions? I know it's a lot.
Yeah, I have the question, Brian. Yeah, like, hey, Billy, this is the team wider basically from the power team that Brian just sent the link, so I just check it. So I just have the question. So like, what kind of the nodes is that? This some kind of the test node, and do we install this node ourselves, or you install it for us? And if you install it for us, so like, can we basically?
Nobody instills it for you. That's part of the decentralization part. It's your responsibility, your node. So right here, you can say node setup. And you say, this is a third-party company. This is not our company. You can say, set up your nodes. It goes to a different site and they'll help you. It takes literally 3 seconds and they're done. You log in, you create an account right here. You say which community, you'll say win, grow, blah, 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 whichever one. How many smart nodes? Because these are all smart nodes. You'll say, I want 3 smart nodes of this one. You cash out. They'll say log into your Swift account. You'll log in and it's connected and you're done.
And what kind of the nodes you've been installed lately?
What kind of what?
What kind of the nodes? The name of the nodes?
Well, these are the nodes I just showed you. All those nodes right there in the back office are the ones right here. Hold on.
He came in a little late. This is my brother.
Oh, okay. Well, you can get caught up on that. Yeah, for the sake of time. But here's all.
I can see the Element smart nodes, but it's not the actual name because, like, guys, I work with the nodes already like a year, and I installed the nodes myself. And basically, the nodes it's just some kind of the script which you can install on a virtual server. And basically from that, if you hold the node, so you receive the rewards. That's how I understand the nodes. So like the lately nodes which I've been installed, it's Cascadia, Tycho, Sharded,
listen,
the Gear.
Tim. What you want to do on different projects, that has nothing to do with our project. So don't.
No, it's not the project. Yeah, it's not the project. It's basically just the nodes which are available on Google. It's not the project.
But I'm saying that's not our project. So you're confusing the two, is what I'm trying to tell you. The way that you do those is completely different than the way we do ours.
Yeah, but just like I just not really understand what kind of the nodes is that. Yeah, so we basically not install anything ourselves.
You're coming in at the tail end of something, and I kind of went through all that, so we can do, Brian, we can go through that separately. But let's, if you don't mind, we're going to counter you and come back to you because we've already went through all that. And I kind of went through these projects, so we can come back and we'll help you understand all that stuff. But I want to kind of answer some other questions for the sake of time because I only have a few more minutes. I don't have time to go through all that again. So if you don't mind, we can counter it and come back to you.
Sally, do you have any questions? Or sorry, go ahead, Tim.
No problem.
Because I have a few more minutes, and I just want to get some questions instead of trying to dive right back into something I just went over.
I'm
good. I have a couple questions if I could throw out there.
Go ahead.
Sure. I'm driving through the middle of nowhere in Georgia, so I don't have the greatest connection. But anyway, so this is an amazing project. I definitely see the opportunity here. But in general, it seems like probably more of a longer term project. Aside from the introducing people to the project, is there a part of this that would generate something on a more immediate return, or is it just hold on until they hit the exchanges and then be able to really capitalize? That's the best strategy, it seems
I'm not
like.
sure if you heard what I said probably a few minutes ago, but the charter just went through. This is not a long, we've been building this for a long time, like years. We are now going on to the exchanges in the next 90 days. So I'm not sure what you mean long term. We've already put in years. It's literally going to market right now. So the charter's already been passed. The community now is in process of getting on the exchange in the next 60 to 90 days. So,
but would we have accumulated enough tokens over that time to really capitalize, or are you just saying that the nodes
you're still getting your
value will be worth?
You're still getting you don't need to have as many as I have to capitalize. Like let me give you an example. Right now, Grow is doing 2,900 rewards per day. Let's just say you don't make any. Let's just say you get them today and tomorrow we're on the exchange and it hits XYZ cents. That's what you can, just like Gala right here. My Gala nodes, right? I'm getting 7,300 Gala per day. It's at 7 or 8 cents. I get my, and let's just say you came in on Grow and you have 0 accumulated. It doesn't matter. You go online right now, you start getting your Grow just like this. It's at XYZ cents. You can cash out, put in your bank.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So you don't have
you're
to
still going to get a daily participation, and it just depends on obviously where they price that at.
Exactly.
Okay.
Correct.
Awesome.
Yep. Good question though. Great question.
Like it.
Anything else, guys? I've got literally supposed to be 1 minute before I jump
I
on
have a
this.
quick question, Billy. So we could potentially, based on the information you given, with the next 90 days going into the exchanges, like you said, with us buying maybe the win nodes, I'm sorry, 5 win nodes, and then Grow, that could be potentially $100,000-$200,000 potential earnings. I'm not saying that promise that, but that it seems like it could be.
So just in the last 45 days, since I had 0 win because I hadn't been working that side of the business, you can see my actual distribution right here. I had a few in there, not very many, but I've accumulated 13 million from going out working that side of the business. And even at the current price right now, you can do the math on what that's accumulated to. So yes. So in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days from now, where would you personally be? It just depends on the WIN blockchain is completely by proof of work, you going out doing the work. And it tracks that all obviously right here by your action points, your win score, so on and so forth. So, and then your distribution will accordingly, there's a million rewards in 1 day for me. There's another million in 1 day for me right there. I've been really, we cranked out though. We put a lot of volume in the last 45 days.
If you go back to the last screen,
right here.
Yes, and you hit that USD tab, you turn that on, does that just convert it?
Yep, that converts it, but right now we're not launched. So ask me to do that in 60 days.
Yeah. We'll remember this Zoom. Everybody was on it.
So you guys see that in 60 to 90 days, and then you won't be able to sleep.
Billy, I bought 10 grand worth of some nodes yesterday. Did they start working immediately?
So great question. So what happens, it takes about 3 to 4 days to hit the network and the blockchain, just like mining Bitcoin or anything else. So in about 3 days, you'll start seeing your distribution hit.
Okay.
Yep. So just as long as they're online, you'll start hitting it, and then boom, 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 boom every day from that point on.
All right.
I like it. I'm glad Connect has partnered with some great brands.
These are all internal brands. So these aren't external brands. These are built brands that we built internally. Every one of these. So
cooler.
They all have to go through the checks and balances of everything that we do.
The grow nodes are 4,000, and every time they sell 100 grow nodes, it goes up $100.
And that's with every node. Every time we sell 100 of any of those nodes, they go up 100. Correct.
When Demetrius got in, they were 38. When I got in, they were 39. When David got in there, 4,000. Same thing with Jeff.
And when I got in, they were the cheapest they've ever been at 2,500. but they'll never be cheaper, and they'll max out at 25,000.
You should have called me, Billy.
I know.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording here.
Yep.
And so get back with the person that invited you here. We can maybe stay on if you got a couple seconds, Billy.
Let me check on this next call, and then.
But thank you guys for getting on. I'll drop this recording, and you guys can share this too. But this is pretty amazing, and I'm just excited to get into the game of nodes and to start stacking up some rewards.